Hello everyone, and welcome to your second royal reading today here at MadWorldTarot. I still have the Housewives Tarot on the tarot table. I am looking today at Netflix and their feelings about Madame's rather strange behaviour in the past few days and weeks. We have looked already at her apparent indifference towards her brand as ever that was built up with tremendous support from Netflix. We've looked at that in the previous reading. I'm now going to be looking at the twerking again, but how the twerking might have gone down over at Netflix, because of course there's this carefully curated brand that they have built up, the beige, the bland. They look at me, I'm going around in the garden cutting flowers and fresh veggies and chopping strawberries and being so pure and so down to earth and so much a duchess. And don't you know it's Sussex now? And then suddenly there we see her twerking away, allegedly in hospital about to give birth, showing us just about everything. It doesn't quite match energetically, does it? So we're going to have a look at this with the Housewives Tarot. Just quickly, we're going to ask how Netflix felt when they saw that display on Instagram. As I say, a bit incongruous when it comes to As Ever and With Love, Megan. How they felt seeing it given away for free on Instagram when, of course, it could have been included in the Harry and Meghan documentary. It certainly boosted Meghan's following on Instagram. It would have gone down a treat on Netflix, wouldn't it? So I'm curious to know why it wasn't offered to Netflix all those years ago. Why was it withheld from Netflix? And the impact this display on Instagram is going to have on that carefully curated I'm Meghan Sussex now brand that has been built up around this sort of collaboration with Netflix. What's going to happen there? And of course it is just tarot for fun and entertainment. It's all my opinion, all speculation. Just read energy here and disclaimer in the box below. Were they horrified? Were they thrilled and delighted that Madame had gained so many new followers and it was just the kind of promotion that Netflix was looking for? Nine of Wands in reverse. I don't really think so. Nine of Wands is boundaries, is being under attack, is feeling quite exhausted and quite battered and bruised, and could go for Madame. It could also go for Netflix in this scenario. How much more punishment do they have to take before this contract is over, before this relationship is over with that Nine of Wands? So I'm not getting that either party in this business relationship is particularly thrilled with the way it is going. So let's have a look at the situation, what's going on. Netflix and the twerking thing. Ooh, we've got the Temperance card in reverse. That's interesting because it's losing one's cool. It's becoming rather impatient, rather angry. Whatever balance and harmony there was previously in the relationship might now be at risk as a result of this behavior, this display. Not going down very well, I would say. A falling out, Temperance in reverse. Again, feeling frustrated, feeling annoyed with her and her behavior and the effect it's having on their reputation, possibly. So let's see how they felt when they saw it in relation to their own brand that they're trying to build up with her. What did they think about that? And we're going to say allegedly. And we've got the Three of Pentacles. Wow, and it's in reverse. That's the teamwork card, the collaboration card. It's like, well, she's not a good team player. She's not doing what we would expect her to do in this kind of context. She's going out on her own. She's risking our relationship, the team that we've built up. She's just she's gone rogue is the expression that's coming through for me with that Three of Pentacles in reverse. They're really not liking it. It's just, we spent all this time and effort on presenting you as this particular thing that you wanted, all the cashmere, all the fancy, haute couture and all of that stuff. And then you go and do something as vulgar and trashy as this. This is not what the team expected. This is not what the team has built up around you. What were you thinking? How do they feel about the fact she gave the milk away for free in this case? And instead of giving it to them, she put it out on her Instagram account for free. How do they feel about that? Nine of Cups in reverse. It's interesting. It's a pregnancy card. 9 of Cups, 9 months. And it's dream come true energy. It's wish fulfillment. Instead of getting what they wanted, what they dreamt of, precisely this kind of content, this kind of trashy content, of course, draws eyes to the screen like nothing else. Unfortunately, that's the society we live in. This is, where we are culturally, unfortunately, again. But they didn't get that. They didn't get that kind of Jerry Springer content. They got something completely different. And of course, she's filmed everything from every single minute that she's been around in the has-been's life. Why didn't they get it? We're going to move on to that question next, but I'm getting a real sense of grievance there, that they didn't get that pregnancy content that would have gone down, would have been a smash hit on Netflix. And of course, they did very well with that documentary, but they could have done better if she had handed over this kind of stuff that she's obviously got stashed away for a rainy day. So why wasn't this twerking video handed over to Netflix? Why wasn't it included in the Harry and Meghan documentary? What was the problem? 10 of Wands. And the 10 of Wands is, of course, about being burdened, about life getting extremely difficult. I don't think she wanted to hand it over then because she wasn't in the trouble then that she is in now. She's in huge trouble now, allegedly, with having to convince a rather skeptical audience that she really was pregnant in both cases with both children. Lots of doubters. Lots of people sitting on the fence who've now fallen over into the doubting category. And so now is the time that she's needed to pull this out of the vault and show it. Didn't need to previously. It obviously, I think, was being saved for a rainy day. And it's not just a rainy day now. It's kind of a typhoon or a cyclone or a hurricane, even depending on where you are in the world. Of course, that 10 of Wands is a very difficult card, and it follows on from the 9 of Wands, which is the underlying energy of this reading. So it's getting worse for her. The situation is getting more desperate for her, in my opinion, and that is why desperate times, desperate measures. That's why this was suddenly put up on Instagram, in my opinion. So how is the twerking going to affect this carefully curated brand that Netflix has with Meghan? Is it going to destroy it, or is it going to just be a little bump in the road? Ha ha ha. And on we go. Who cares? What's going to happen? We've got the Fool card, which traditionally is like a fresh start. It's been gullible, naive, and off on a new adventure. So it doesn't look too terrible. But there is inherent in that Fool card the idea of making a fool of oneself or someone else, and possibly with the artwork in this Fool card, she's making a fool of Netflix with this. And that's how it's reading for me. And it's interesting that this reading has come through the way it has, because I've done about 5 takes of this reading, and the strangest things have been happening behind the scenes here at Mad World Tarot. It's been a very long day. I'm very, very tired. Another all singing, dancing day. And little snafus that made me just stop and redo the reading, start again. This came out, and I think this is quite telling, because I think that that is the energy that wanted to come through that wasn't coming through in the other readings. Taken a little bit of time, a little bit of effort to actually get to the real essence of this situation. That's my opinion as a tarot reader. And sometimes it goes like this, not very often, mercifully, but sometimes this does happen. And when it happens, I kind of sit up and take notice of what is going on, because it's like universe keeps shifting the needle and keeps pointing to a certain outcome. That is the outcome. I don't think that this is going down very well at Netflix, and that is just, of course, my opinion. And so there you are. That's the reading. Thank you for watching. I'll see you again tomorrow.